Today for vocabulary, I'm going to go over the vocabulary words, the meanings, and then you are going to do the think about section on the back of the cards. So I'm going to start with the first word, curly. A poodle is a dog that has very curly hair. What does it mean? Something that is curly has curves or twists. So this is what you are doing today. You are going to think about it. Who do you know that has curly hair? Think about it. Say it out loud. Maybe tell somebody around you. Write it down. But you're making a connection right now, a real life connection about what you already know about this word curly. Who do you know that has curly hair? Maybe it's yourself. Maybe it's your mom. Maybe it's a teacher that you've had before. Maybe it's one of your pets. Our next word is straight. Some kinds of dogs have long, straight hair. What does it mean? Something that is straight has no curves, turns, or bends. Think about it. What objects around you are straight? What objects are not straight? So this is what you are going to do right now. You are going to think about it. Look around you. Look around the room you are in right now. What objects are straight? What objects are not straight? Right now you are making a connection to what you see around you to our vocabulary word straight. Tell somebody around you. Maybe write it down. Our next word is floppy. Hound dogs have floppy ears. The ears hang down very low. What does it mean? Floppy means hanging down loosely. Think about it. What would a floppy hat look like? This is a time that you can describe that out loud. Describe that to yourself. What would a floppy hat look like? I bet you have seen one. Where would you see somebody wear a floppy hat? I bet you have seen a floppy hat this summer. Think about that. This is a time to make a connection to where you have seen the word floppy before, to how you know the word floppy. Our next word is drooled. The St. Bernard drooled all over the place. What does it mean? If an animal drooled, it lets saliva drip out of its mouth. Think about it. If a dog drooled, what might it have seen or smelled? So this is a time to think about it. You are now thinking about what might a dog have seen that might have made it drool? A dog drooled. What did it see? What did it smell? Our next word is weighed. A dog can be weighed on a scale. Then the vet knows how heavy the dog is. What does it mean? When something is weighed, it is placed on a scale. Think about it. When and where have you been weighed? So there have probably been a couple times in your life that you have been weighed. Where has it been? Think about it. Say it out loud, whisper it to yourself, tell someone near you, maybe write it down. When and where have you been weighed? Our next word is stood. The children measured the dog. He stood 1 foot tall. What does it mean? Stood means to have been a certain height while standing still. Think about it. If you stood 10 feet tall, would you be taller or shorter than you are now? That means that you need to think about how tall you are right now. If you stood 10 feet tall, would you be taller or shorter than you are now? How many of you know how tall you are? Our next word is collars. Collars come in different styles. A collar goes around a dog's neck. What does it mean? Collars are leather, metal, or plastic bands that are put around the necks of animals. Think about it. Do you think dogs need collars? Why or why not? Maybe you have a pet at home. Maybe your pet has a collar. Maybe you already know why you think it might be important. Why do you think a dog needs a collar? And our last word, row. The dog treats are lined up in a row on the shelf. What does it mean? A row is a number of people or things arranged in a line. Things that happen in a row happen one right after the other. Think about it. Where have you seen people lined up in a row? When have you had to practice something a few times in a row? There have probably been a few different places where you have had to practice something. Can you think where they might have been? So those were our 8 vocabulary words that go along with our story, Henry and Mudge. And today you heard your 8 vocabulary words. You heard their meanings again. And today you thought about them. And you thought about making connections about things that you might know about them a little bit in your own life. We will continue to discuss our 8 vocabulary words, their meanings, and continue to make connections with them throughout the week.